it's preseason. I think preseason comes with its highs and lows. One day you can feel like the pieces are falling together, and another day you are starting over from scratch. So I liked our Salem scrimmage. It was a hard field. The grass is long, so it felt like a slower game, but the girls were very receptive to what we needed to change. So I felt like the second half, we were able to control and really start to work on like what our style of play might look like this season.
We still have a lot to work on because the dynamic of the team is good, but we still have a lot of pieces that need to come together. And once those come in together, I think we'll be extremely strong.
So right now, I definitely think we have the potential to be a great team. It is preseason, so we're all trying to like get the chemistry and flow with each other. And so far, I think it's looking great. We can only go up from here, which I'm excited about.
Support that our team gives, like just whenever when no one's watching, we're just always complimenting each other or always giving support, like, hey, you did a great job out there, keep it up, or like, so I'd say the support from everybody on the team.
On the defensive side, I've been very impressed with how the people are really like connecting, and they're really like communicating with each other and shifting off of each other, just like in a gameplay sense. And I think just all together we have a really good vibe going on, and we know each other, like where we're going to be. So I think that has really impressed me, and I think it impresses the coaches and everyone else on the field that we know where we are and like how we're going to react to a certain situation.
I think our carries up the field and our passing sequences have gotten really good since our preseason and in the beginning of the summer, because we've been working a lot together. Also, our circle play, we've been working on our corners, and those have been looking really good. We're actually doing really well in our offensive. I just feel like in the past couple years, we haven't done too much. I feel like we've been playing more of a defensive game. We haven't been as strong in the top. And I think just our transitions up to the top is just very strong.
I think we've been doing really well getting our shots off quickly, and then also being able to just carry the ball across and up the field. Last year we did struggle with that, and it definitely hurt us. But this year I think we can definitely improve on that, and it'll just make us a stronger team in the end.
I think we need some help with our communication. It's iffy, and I think that when that is actually set in stone, I think we'll be awesome.
Definitely communication on the field. We talk a lot off the field, but on the field's the most important part, and especially, I mean, there's always communication, but it can always be more, so I think that communication is a big one.
Communication, like, I think that's a big thing in any sport you actually play. Being able to communicate and know where you are on the field, who's around you, and just like having the support from everyone. Communication can always be improved. So.
Yeah, and I think it's the communication. I just think communication, the best teams are so fluid at it, you know, but I think the piece to it is not just communicating, but the listening, and I think that's where we're really trying to do, is that we have people who are trying to get girls to the right locations or to the right people, and I don't know if we're always tuned in that it's us that should be responding. So I just hope it's something that we're figuring out sooner rather than later, because I think communication, it just helps with that, keeping you highly competitive. And I think they are right. I think our transitions are getting better. I think we need to work on our circle play defensively a little bit more. I'd like to see that. And then, I mean, we had so many corners and offensive opportunities yesterday, and there just wasn't that final touch. So, but it's funny how they're right. You know, those are two big pieces we could look at.
Stressful, and the ref saying like corner, 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 and I'm like, okay, we'll just gotta keep getting it out and keep getting it up the field and just keep trying, and shots on goal are like the most important thing, because if you don't get the shots, then you won't get the goal. But you just got to keep positive mindset and keep it going wide, not through the middle. And I mean, it comes with, again, it's only preseason, so it comes with time, but there was really nothing. They were a good team and they were aggressive.
But it definitely was a learning curve, just because they had so many different types of corners that they were throwing at us, and I was actually flying for the first time, so it was kind of cool to like learn from that.
I mean, it was that. Now we got a whole other thing we got to look at. We kept getting caught in that transition recovery in the circle, and it seemed like it was the same play over and over. But I sometimes think I do think it's really good to have these scrimmages, because you need to see what it is that's missing right now. And so Londonderry's a strong team who played like they were in the state championship game last year, and I think that was good for us to see.
scrimmages is definitely one of the best things that you can do as an offensive attack standpoint, but I also think we had so many opportunities to get that goal, or as many goals as that we could have, and we just need to capitalize on those opportunities. And I think that with the offensive, working on our tips and working on just finishing it out, like we'll be getting those goals pretty soon. And I kind of felt like it was a little weird, and I was like, whoa, why don't I have any traction? And I looked down and it's like, just the fabric part is on my foot, and like the cleat part is all the way across the field, and so I run and I go get it, and I'm just like, I grab it and I run off the field.
Cleats, they have like the little sticks on like the bottom, and like that entire layer just ripped off. So she's carrying the ball and she's like, I don't have a shoe, and I'm like, what? And I look over and it's just like half of her shoe was just there. So she ran off, got it taped back on, like she didn't even change her shoes, and she just came back on the field. I thought that was hilarious, but it was awesome that she was able to adjust to that
Luckily I had tape in my bag, but I just had to like just quickly tape it up, and I was having people just kind of support me and help me just tape it up, and I was like, just do it any way that you can. And it didn't work that well, but I just threw them out after. But
ball hit her foot. I'm not entirely sure. There was contact with her cleat. I don't know if it was ball, stick, or some of the body. I honestly, it took me a while to process what was happening. I could tell there was something left on the ground, but I could still see something on the top of her foot. And then it was when they started to say it was the bottom of her shoe that it was all starting to click.
At the end of the game, we had a checklist of what we need to work on, but I think we can really only go up from there. Like, I thought we competed very well yesterday.
Scrimmage yesterday, we made a list as a team of the things that we still need to work on, and I think on the offensive end, we need to work on tipping and like kind of just finishing off the goal as we get it up the field. And I think we just need to focus on our stronger passes and like getting to where we need to go, cutting onto the ball. Just the really basic things that we just need to keep working on.
It was really big because their team is they have a quick pace, so them coming out defensively and being right on top of us definitely helped us to push even further.
That definitely like opened our eyes to see what, even though they are a D1 team, that we can keep up with them, and we held our own at points. So if we can already keep up with the D1 team and we're in D2, it's looking pretty good for us.
I almost in my head think there was a bad 20, a bad first 10 and a last 10 and somewhere in between, but there were good stretches, which I think is what you have to encourage, and that's what we have to focus on. And again, it is just a scrimmage. I think it's so easy to like put all the chips in and say, what are we? And I think we're still trying to figure out what we look like as a team moving forward. And so I think I'm thankful for that exposure to what we got to kind of clean up in the next week.
This season, we take what we do in our scrimmages and bring it to the drawing board, and we work out our little flaws at practice. So I think if we perfect our little flaws, we can just become stronger and stronger throughout the season. So I think mid-season we would want to be like top-notch, like 100%. It is hard with a new team, and our seniors gone last year. We only had 2, but they did make a big difference. It's hard adjusting with the new players.
I think that as a team we are doing pretty well, especially since we kind of held them yesterday, especially for them being a D1 team. I feel like we will do pretty good if we keep the positivity up and keep going with it.
I want a complete 60-minute game, or as close to that as we can get, where instead of feeling like there's this 10 minutes that was off and this 40 that was on, and then another 10, I would like to really see that we're looking to play a complete 60-minute game of strong, focused play.
We already have had so much progress, like I think, from preseason, from those days that we were just trying out. I mean, there's always things that we have to improve, and I think that throughout these scrimmages we've done so much already. And I think with our last scrimmage tomorrow and with practices before the upcoming games, I think we're really gonna push solid, and we're gonna do great. And I think it's really gonna come together, and we're gonna mesh really well.